Well, good evening, Central Georgia. The dreary weather has returned. Yesterday was a little pleasant. We had some glimpses of some sunshine, but once again, overcast conditions and light rain return today, and we'll have on and off light rain throughout the rest of this week. So looking at the headlines, once again, we're kicking off a very wet stretch. Let me put it to full screen just to show you. We'll have on and off rain all throughout this week. We'll have periods of dry weather. It'll be a couple of hours of dry weather, and then we'll have waves of rain move on through. And we'll get into Saturday. I think Saturday is where we'll receive most of the rain. And then by Sunday, it'll start to dry out. And we'll be cold throughout an extended period of time where we'll have 40s, 50s for the next 7 days. So this is the reason why we have a weather impact alert. Now, this weather impact alert may be a little confusing because you may ask, well, the rain is going to happen all throughout this overnight and throughout tomorrow morning. Why don't we have a weather impact alert for that time? Well, the reason why we have a weather impact alert is because of the potential of events being canceled or being impacted by the rain. We're still waiting for the decision from Warner Robins on whether they'll continue their Warner Robins Christmas Parade on Saturday. If we take a look at the models, there is a chance that they may come out unscathed, but once again, the models change almost every single show. So I'll show you all that all in depth. But once again, the weather impact alert is from tomorrow night into all of Saturday. So once again, exercise caution on the road. The good thing about this rain is that it's going to be very light. Some places could come out with just a drizzle and some sprinkles as well. Could see some steadier rain for most southern counties. Dress warm, grab the rain gear if you plan on going outside. I'd say this period, throughout the rest of this week, it'll be the perfect opportunity to make some hot chocolate, watch some Christmas movies, and bundle up on your couch. It would be fantastic for all of that. So looking at today's almanac, we were cold today. We were in the upper 40s in Macon, didn't even reach the 50s. So that was below average for this time of year. And once again, we had light rain move into the afternoon. It was on and off, and we still have some light rain for our most southern counties. Could see some light rain later tonight. So here's the current look at the satellite and radar. Currently seeing some sprinkles right now for places such as Dooley County. And we also see sprinkles for places south of Perry and Houston County. Almost all of Bleckley County some parts of Bleckley County are receiving some sprinkles. Almost all of Pulaski County is receiving light rain. We're also seeing light rain in Telfair County and in Wheeler County at the current moment. But if we go northward, only seeing some sprinkles in Monroe County and in Hancock County, but most of the areas north of I-16 is dry at the moment. But if we zoom out the view, here's a look at this batch of rain moving through Alabama, getting into the northwest corner of Georgia at the moment. That's going to move into our area, and that could provide some rain for later tonight and for tomorrow early morning. So once again, here's a look at tonight. On and off rain. We're going to continue this brief lull in the rain for the next couple of hours. But once we get into 11 to midnight, that's when I'd say the rain will start to begin for our most western counties. And overnight lows will be into the lower 40s, a little warmer than last night and this morning. So here's the future view. Let's go hour by hour. The rain should start to move in as we get closer to midnight. And this is going to linger throughout much of the early morning. Now, granted, a lot of this time, most people are going to be asleep. But once you wake up to go to work, the rain, thankfully, is going to be more isolated in nature. We could see some pockets of steady to even heavy rain for places south of I-16. We get into the afternoon, coming out with some isolated sprinkles. And then by the evening hours, we'll start to see batches of more organized light rain. And this will be for places south of I-16. So another message that I want to show is that most of the rain that's going to fall over the next couple of days, it's going to fall for places south of I-16, so for our southern counties there. And that's going to be the case especially tomorrow evening as well. So most of tomorrow evening, light rain throughout tomorrow if you live north of I-16, this model shows that you may come out completely dry throughout tomorrow evening. Saturday overnight, some passing sprinkles. Now here's the time in which everyone is focusing on. Of course, this is around the time where the Warner Robins Christmas Parade will start. And we have a batch of light rain moving on in around this time. And it's widespread in the afternoon. So most of central Georgia will be experiencing at least some rain throughout Saturday afternoon. And it looks to hold on until Saturday evening. So if you're planning to go to the Dublin Christmas Parade, conditions could start to clear at that time. But if you're planning to go to the Mercer football game, well, it's going to be cold and dreary throughout that time. Then by Sunday, we'll continue to have clouds, but notice the rain will be less prevalent and we'll have sprinkles all around our area. This is the look at the long-range future view, and the blue blob right here, that's the Euro model. I don't buy that. I don't think we're going to receive rain Monday morning. I'd say most of the work week is going to be relatively dry. So there's a look at Tuesday, mostly sunny. Wednesday, partly cloudy. And it looks like a front's going to move on through Wednesday late night, but I'll call that a very dry front. I don't think we'll see much rain from that front. Then there's a look at Thursday, partly cloudy. So here's a look at the rainfall totals for the next couple of days. Not going to see any impressive rainfall totals. I don't think we'll match the rainfall totals from Tuesday morning. I think the southern counties, such as Crisp, Wilcox, Pulaski, Dooley, Dodge, Telfair, Wheeler, they'll have the highest potential of seeing the highest rainfall totals, so they can come close to an inch. But I'd say for the next couple of days, the more north you live, the less likely you'll see anything impressive in terms of rainfall. Here's a look at our other model, the Euro model. It's calling for an inch for our most southern counties as well, but it's also continuing the trend of lower rainfall totals towards the north, higher rainfall totals towards our south. But we can take in all of the rain that we get, of course, because as of Wednesday, this is the drought monitor, and it shows most of central Georgia in a severe drought and parts of Crisp County in extreme drought. Now, this does not take in the rainfall from Tuesday and Monday late night, so hopefully we can see some improvements from the next update that comes next week. But this just highlights the story that we really need the rain as we're currently in a drought. Much of fall, we went without rain. It was a very dry fall, just like last year. So to highlight, this is the next 3 days. Once again, tomorrow, it's not going to be a complete washout, but we're going to have waves of light rain. Most of the rain is going to fall for our southern counties. Then by Saturday, I'd say by the late morning, that's when we'll start to see widespread light rain, and that could hold on until most of the afternoon. By the early evening, we'll start to see the rain subside, and then conditions will start to dry out by Sunday. And we'll continue to be very cold. Afternoon highs over the next 5 days into the lower 50s. I'd say some spots could be well into the 40s in the afternoon as well, similar to this afternoon that we had earlier today. And then by the mornings as well, experiencing a brief warm up. So earlier this morning, we had temperatures in the lower 30s. I don't think it'll be as cold. We'll have morning lows into the lower 40s. Then we'll return back to around freezing morning lows on Tuesday. Here's a look at the 7-day forecast. So once again, tomorrow, similar to today, on and off rain. And then by Saturday, it'll be more widespread. So by late morning, throughout most of the afternoon, we'll have widespread light rain. Then by Sunday, rain chances decrease. We'll start to dry out. And I'd say we'll have a relatively dry work week ahead, but we're still going to be cold. We'll have temperatures in the 50s, morning lows in the 40s, and then by Wednesday, we should start seeing morning lows around freezing. So this is the time where I'm going to start answering questions. So if you have any questions, go ahead, ask away in the chat. I'll be looking at the Facebook questions. All right, Trinity Wynn, she said, will there be freezing rain within the next 7 days? If so, what's the definition of sleet? Very good question, Trinity. So we will not see freezing rain. If we have the chance of having freezing rain, I think it would be a way bigger story than what it is now. So no, it's not going to be cold enough to produce freezing rain. Very thankful for that because we had freezing rain last January. What's the definition of sleet? Sleet is a different type of snow. It's more of a hardened snow that hits the ground and then converts into ice. Not necessarily freezing rain, but definitely as hazardous as freezing rain. So, there you go to answer your question. But no, we're not going to come close to any freezing rain. Very thankful for that. And I see you love the weather too. I mean, I love the weather too as well. That's why I'm a meteorologist. And then I'm going to go back to the future view once again, because of course I know most people, when they ask questions, it's always in regards to timing and location. So I'll probably I'll do a recap on future view, and if I don't receive any more questions, then I'll hop off the stream. So once again, here's a look at the current model. This model run came out 13 minutes ago. Has the rain from the west moving into our area and lingering throughout much of the early morning. Where the moment we see steady rain, I think most of us are going to be asleep at that time. Thankfully, the rain will be scattered throughout your morning commute. So I don't think we'll see much impact throughout your morning commute. Could see some heavier pockets of rain for places south of I-16. And then as we get into the afternoon, early afternoon should be mainly dry, but then by the evening, by 5 to 6 o'clock, another batch of rain will move in, once again, for places south of I-16. Northern counties, north central Georgia, could come out most of tomorrow dry. But Saturday is where most people are going to see rain. So starting at around 11 in the morning, we'll have another batch of light rain move on in, and it will hold on throughout much of the afternoon. By the early evening, we'll start to see conditions dry out as well. Most of Sunday should be mainly dry. Now, Trinity also asked, any thunderstorms or just rain? Great question. No thunderstorms. So in terms of the dynamics of the atmosphere, it's way too cold, and we just don't have any instability. We don't have any fuel for thunderstorms. Very thankful for that. So the weather impact alert, this is just for rain, and this just covers the fact that it could impact all those celebrations across central Georgia. But thankfully, we're not expecting severe weather. So very, very thankful for that. So in terms of like on this weather impact, nothing to be afraid of. It's just it could be a little bit of a nuisance over the next couple of days, but there's no real danger of this rain. All right, so hopefully you're informed on what's going to go on over the next couple of days. Hopefully you take advantage of this, and hopefully you bundle up inside and once again maybe watch Netflix, watch some Christmas movies over some hot chocolate, or maybe read a book in the corner. It'll be the great opportunity to do so. So I'll be back later tonight at CW for the 10 o'clock show, and then I'll be on CBS for our 11 o'clock show, and then I'll be on tomorrow as well. Hopefully you have a wonderful evening, Central Georgia.